more money is headed into the pockets of Atlanta employees in 2024. Atlanta News First anchor Sean Gables here to break down the newly announced pay bump. Sean, a lot of people going to enjoy this one.
Alan, praise the Lord. Seriously, Atlanta Mayor allocating an additional $4 million to pay for a 3.5% pay increase for salaried city employees that do not want to leave their job. They want to stay in Atlanta, but they needed a pay bump to help pay higher bills that all of us are paying. Mayor Andre Dickens says this investment is a way of saying thank you to its hard workers. The money was allocated by the city from higher than expected revenues from sales taxes and business licenses. That led to a surplus in the city's cash reserves. Right now, the city of Atlanta conducting a pay and class study to ensure that its pay is commensurate with city employees' ability to maintain competitive and fair pay. And Tracy and Alan, that study is expected to come out in 2025, but this pay bump comes way before then. The hardworking city employees of Atlanta can start to see their pay bump in 2024.
And boy, do they deserve it. Sean, thank you.